Hello. It's been a while since I made a tier list, so I kind of wanted to do that again. Um, Low key, I don't think anyone is actually D tier in the game, so I'm gonna make like a B minus tier. Um, Tracer, um, I think will always be good, but like this season especially, I think it's like hard for her to make things happen. Obviously, a good tracer will still make things happen, but like I think tracer dies really easy this season. Like to the heroes that are being played right now. So I think it is a little bit of a worser season for tracer. Um, Reaper is fairly strong, but like I don't think he's OP. He's just very, very strong on certain maps. I think Widowmaker is pretty OP. I think Widowmaker needs a nerf, and she hasn't been nerfed in a while. She's kind of dominated the meta for a couple seasons, and she still continues to be left alone. Pharah, Pharah, honestly, I'm gonna put Tracer up in because Pharah, I don't think is C tier, but I think Pharah is notably worse than Tracer. Am I? Maybe I'm coping. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of Pharah be played at like pro level, but I also haven't seen Pharah be played kind of like at all at like high masters, low GM level. Um, like yeah, I don't know. I'll put it B tier. I'll put Tracer B tier and Pharah B my because it's just kind of like my experience based off like what I've seen in comp. Junkrat, I think is B minus, but like also can still be really fucking annoying on certain maps. Like on like a lot of control point maps, Junkrat is probably B, but like there's a lot of like push maps, right, where like I feel like it's really hard for Junkrat to play the game. Um, Ryan's pretty good this season. He has a high pick rate and a high win rate. I think he kind of benefits from Juno. He doesn't like. He has a hard time killing Juno, but I don't think Ryan needs to. In like when you're playing an actual game, Ryan's not supposed to be killing the Juno. Um, but he actually I think he benefits a lot from having a Juno on his team as well. Um, I'd say A tier. Farah. I mean, Farah. Mercy is like really bad, but like not tell you like she's really bad when you start playing against people who like really know what they're doing, but like in like masters she still gets value. If I was playing in GM, like I probably would just say like C tier. Like if I was consistently playing in GM lobbies, she probably doesn't get any value at all. But like there are games where I play and like pocketed so just fucking disgusting and nobody punishes res. Uh Torb. Torb's just B tier. Like turret's good, consistent damage, you know, he has up close damage too with right click, like the character's just consistently good. Has an overhealth like feature, like you know, Hanzo's kind of bad. His kit's not bad, but like he's bad into the meta that's right now. Like in dive and brawl, like unless you're really hitting your shots on Hanzo, you're not like you're just getting run at and dying. Winston. Winston will always be like a good tank unless they like hard nerf him. I think he has some problems this season killing things, like killing supports especially if people are running Juno Brig, which is like the correct support comp. Um you have a hard time killing them, but like I you can still do it and Winston still gets like an insane amount of value. Uh Zen I'll put Zen in B tier because this is where he should be, but like I swear there's a lot of games where he feels down here because like people don't play him correctly. Um, Bastion is weird. I haven't been seeing a whole lot of Bastion, but when I have been seeing it, like it does okay. It's not crazy, but like Bastion has a harder time dying. And if your Bastion plays smart, it's like one of the easier DPS to pocket. Um, he's like B minus, just like very like kind of like very niche. Like in this situation, you can play. Same thing I think about Sim. Like Sim, I don't think is a bad character, but she's very niche in like these situations. You can play her. Zarya is a interesting one. Zarya, I don't fucking know, man. I don't see. It's kind of like the Bash. I don't see like an insane amount of Zarya, but when you do, it does feel pretty good. Like, especially like if your team doesn't stop shooting the bubbles, like Zarya can just like kind of care. Let me look at the other tanks for a second. Probably B minus if I'm if I'm looking at the other tanks, she doesn't like. I don't think she stacks up compared. Cass. Cass is the DPS that will like always have the highest pick rate, but also have like a 48% win rate. But I also don't think that means that this character is bad. This character is very consistent, is what it is. Like, damn, I don't want to put it in B minus. I think it is just a B character. Like this character, it's funny because even in spots where Cass feels theoretically should be like bad, I'll still like be like I kind of want to pick Cass here. I think he might be like just like the most consistent DPS character. Soldier is B minus. Like he's got stuff, but like his ult's kind of maybe C. No, he's not. He's not C. He's not C. His ult is like I wasn't ordering these before, but if I were to order, like Soldier would be like the worst out of all these characters because like I don't think he's quite C tier, but like his ult is very very bad. Like you don't get value on Visor unless like everyone's standing in the open and they don't have a shield or DM or a Sigma or like anything, right? And you have like three fucking ults get synced into Visor, right? And he kills 5. Like wow, you use 3 ults to kill 5. But his base kit is like good. Like if you're good at tracking, he can kill things. Helix is strong even though it's like travels at a weird like speed, so that I don't know, like okay character. Lucio is also one of these like Lucio here I'm gonna Juno is a big reason of like how I'm ranking Lucio. If it was like before Juno was in the game, like Lucio would be A or B tier. This character is really strong. He is one of the like highest skill ceiling supports. Not even supports. He's the highest skill ceiling like characters in the game. One of them, like top 3. And you can get a lot of value off of what you do on this hero. But the problem with Lucio right now is like Juno just kind of does your job better. Juno is a safer character that gives speed at like a long range, has heals, which like Lucio doesn't have the most amount of heals. Her ult is broke. Like Lucio, not saying it's hard to say because Lucio does things differently than Juno, but like how overtuned Juno is, it doesn't matter what Lucio does differently. Like it doesn't matter that Lucio can get in the dive and survive and get picks when Juno can right click everyone from across the planet, right, and like help your team doing that anyways. It doesn't matter that like beat is very strong when Juno ult should win you a team fight anyways. So low key, like I'm gonna put Lucio in B minus, but that's only cause Juno's this fucking busted. If Juno gets a nerf next season, this character's like A tier again. Well, depending on how hard the nerf is. Like Kiri Lucio is like used to be a very strong meta, a very strong comp, but there's no reason to run it because you're not running Juno in this comp. It's very silly. Um, no, even Kiriko's up here, so I'm gonna just. I think Kiriko actually has a place in this meta. Um, there are times I'm swapping to Kiriko, but, but, this character is straight up only like good. If you are Suzuing the anti that's like making your team lose the game, into Junker Queen, which can be really annoying because when you're playing this character into Junker Queen, you like actually just have to hold your Suzu for so long because good Junker Queens are just waiting for Suzu. And then we'll just pressure your team out, and like if you use your Suzu to keep a squishy alive, then your whole team gets Junker Queen ulted. So it's like good, but also like you have to be like good at the character still. And while you're doing this, I think the like what makes Kiriko good is like the fact that she does like a ridiculous amount of damage. Like Kiriko can no longer just be. You can't play this character as a heal bot and press rush and win the game. Obviously, you can do that to some extent, but if you are playing in like higher elo lobbies, there is some amount of you like having to hit a kunai to help your DPS finish a kill, or like flanking and like killing the Widowmaker, right? Um, Everyone says this character is like really brain dead, but I think to climb with this character in comp, you have to be very competent and like confident in your gameplay. Um, Saying that, I don't think she's even A tier. I think she's a B tier character. Like there's two other supports that like you are going to pick over Kiriko almost every time. Kiriko's a very I don't. Not very niche. She's a niche pick. Like you don't want to. You're not wanting to pick her all the time. Like there. The only reason you would want to pick Kiriko is again like if it's like Maga mirrors. Not even in Maga mirrors. It's probably not even like correct to do that. But it kind of feels like the reason you pick Kiriko is because you want to play the character right now. That saying, I think she still has a place in the meta. Hog is... Hog's weird because he's always going to be fucking annoying because he can, like, hard roll games if your team doesn't respect him and gets one-shot hooked over and over again. But if your team respects the Hog and plays things like... This character realistically should not win games. Hog is pretty poor this season, especially considering that like Maga is like the best tank in the game right now, and Junker Queen I'm just gonna say is like already like Junker Queen isn't OP, but this character has like a 57% win rate in GM. Like this character low key can just hard carry games if you're good enough at it. So like because these two being like kind of like the two traditionally, if you're playing the game traditionally, these are the two best tanks in the game at the moment. Kind of. We'll get a little bit into that later. But Hog is pretty bad because like how are you playing? You have to play so much better than a Maga to play it into Maga, and like I don't think you have to play so much better than a Queen, but a Queen does have an advantage on you, right? Like it's like a 55-45 matchup in my opinion for Queen and Hog. Diva. DM will always be really annoying. But like I don't think she's broken because DM. I think like there's a lot of characters that you can just like walk around her. If your team wants to like. It's weird. Diva feels good, but not like oppressively good. If that makes sense. I'm just gonna put her B tier. I don't think she is like as good as like anyone above her. or like it's weird because like Diva, like you can play it into Winston, but like if you're good enough, you can play Winston into Diva, right? Like it's not an actual counter. May is May is May is May is May is May feels really fucking weird this season. Um, I don't think she's bad, but like I think there's way better DPS you can be playing. But obviously, there's a lot of Reinhardt. There's some amount of Sigma. I don't know. Like she's probably B tier. Like I think there's still there's good merit to running May. But I low key think you could be picking other DPS. Genji, I think this is one of Genji's better seasons. Like he can do a lot. Like I don't know, like just the health increases like benefit his kit so much, and like Nano Blade still feels strong. Like I'll still be on high masters and people pop Nano Blade and get a 4K. Just overall like a good character. Um, Obviously has some things he struggles into, but like I think that's okay. Ana is pretty good. Where's the other one? I'm gonna rank these two at the same time. Ana, Brig, like these are the three supports that you probably should be running this season. Is you're running like Juno Ana if you're trying to be greedy and like double flex. Juno Brig if you are playing against like somewhat dive, or like you are Juno's getting like looked at super heavily. Like you're trying to play Brig to keep your Juno alive basically. Or you can play like Ana Brig. This is like good. And obviously I think this is like kind of depends on like character preference. Like if you're like a good Ana player, like I could see why you want to be doing Ana Brig, but I still think Juno Brig is kind of better for like a majority of comps. Sombra is interesting because last patch when they did Sombra, like when they did the patch on Sombra, I saw the patch notes and said this character is dead, this character is D tier, why would you ever play this character again? And then Ball and Doom started being pretty prevalent in like Masters Elo. So you see quite a lot of Ball, well not quite a lot of Ball, but you see quite a lot of Doomfist in Masters. And I picked up Sombra again because I wanted to see like if this character actually was bad into. It's still like I think it's still what you want to play into Doom and Ball. I think the matchup is hard. Like as Sombra, like you have to do a lot. I think the character is good though. This character, I think what like stops this character from being actually like dog shit is the fact that like now you kind of like you are like a pretty big threat to the back line, and you continue to be like always. Before Sombra used to be, it's weird. Sombra used to be really annoying because she could throw her translocator and then she could like spectate for however long you want to try to wait for your opening to get a kill. But also, if you engage too early after you translocate her, because like people can hear you translocate if you're too close. If you engage too early and somebody taps you with a single bullet, you like untranslocate and have to like you uninvis and have to like throw your translocator again, and like kind of what I think makes Sombra. I don't think this is the only thing that makes her good. But is the fact that you can translocate so close to people and like make them look at you super hard. But even if you get shot, you can just like run away because you'll get like shot once. It'll reveal you for half a second. You like go behind a corner and you're unrevealed and still invis. On top of the fact that like if you hack and like Sombra is a tank killer right now. Like, you can hack a queen and shoot like your mag into her and she'll die. You can one clip a queen if you hack her, and it's not slow either. Like if you hack virus and then hold left click, it's like maybe 2.5 seconds, maybe. Um, so low key, this character has very high, very high kill potential, but I also think this character relies a lot on how your team plays around you. I don't think this is as much a. It is in the sense of like if you aren't getting support, I can go Sombra and like not worry too much on support. But this is the kind of character where you need like someone to look at the targets, or to make opportunities for you to go in and look at the targets, right? Low key, I don't. It's hard to think between B and A. I think she's pretty strong. Just like it's annoying because the Doom and Ball matchups, I don't think she's as strong into, right? I think she's still strong into Doom, but like, let me think. Damn, like, I don't know. Low key, I'm gonna put it in A tier. I might be a little biased because I've been playing a lot of Sombra, but I feel like the more and more I'm playing this character, like there's a lot of there's actually a lot of merit to picking Sombra this season. Orisa. I don't know. This is a weird character because wait. I'm gonna Doomfist. I'm gonna rank Doomfist first because I kind of like my thoughts on Orisa are based off Doomfist a lot. I think Doomfist is just like high A tier. This character is fucking broken. If you look at the pick rates on Overbuff, he goes from like the 4th picked character in Masters with like it's like a 52 or a 53% win rate, and then you go to GM. He becomes the 2nd picked tank in the game with a 56% win rate. This character does everything. Low key, the only character that like counters you is Ana. If you play good, Cass, you shouldn't have Hinder shouldn't kill you. I'm gonna be honest. And Sombra, like, you should be able to just, like, shoot her out of hack. These characters are, like, very meh counters to you now. I think, low-key, Cass might be, against, like, a good Doomfist, Cass might be better than Sombra, because I think against good Doomfists, you're just, like, never getting hack off. You're actually never hacking the Doomfist. Whereas Cass, you are able to, like, hinder him when he's trying to do things. But the problem is you need your team to, like, kill him after. Like, you as Cass can't kill this Doomfist. You'll hinder him and get a couple shots off, maybe, but you're not killing the Doomfist. This is kind of where it comes to Orisa. Orisa has always technically been, like, a counter to Doomfist. But also, I don't think she's that fucking good, to be honest. I play against Orisa, and this character doesn't feel very oppressive. Her ult is very, very mid. Yeah, like, you can get killed across the map with Spear. Like, she survives super hard. But, like, I think you can fucking ignore this character. I think this character is so easily ignored. And you just kill everyone else. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I haven't played enough against enough Orisa this season, but I feel like this character is like very, very mid. I'm gonna keep it B tier though, because everyone said like everyone talked about this character like it's an S tier or an A tier character, but I kind of feel like it's a B minus character, so I'll keep it B. Moira is fucking hot dog shit right now. I don't know why you're ever queuing up and picking Moira. There's very little reason to ever be picking this character this season. She is one of the most selfish characters in the entire game, and doesn't help your team barely at all. Yeah, you have high healing, but like high healing means nothing if you have no fucking utility, and your second support is dead every fight because you as a Moira can't peel for your second support. You are a very selfish character. This character could be like B tier, but I get to play like a fucking moron. This character is like, I think it's this high if you there are some Moiras at higher elo who like implement a playstyle where you kind of play in the backline as Moira, draw an insane amount of intention, and because she has very high mobility and like a lot of self healing, she can take 1v1s and win, and also drag a bunch of attention. Low key, she could be like a B tier character if you're playing her like this. But again, I think you need to be very good at the character to do this, and I also think it's very easy for you to make her a D or F tier character trying to do this because you're just feeding in their backline. Overall, when you're playing with the team, this character fucking sucks, man. Moira sucks. Ball, I low-key at the beginning of the season would have said Ball is like S tier, because when you're playing at like not as high elo, when you're playing at like lower elo, Ball is surfer admin in every single game. This character has 1500 effective HP, can kill your support in like a second. You can be running Ana, you can be running Ana, Sombra, and Cass, and this Ball will still roll away with 150 HP to grab a Mega, okay? But the more and more I've been playing at higher elo, Ball kind of like is like B tier, right? Like, I think you need a lot of... It's kind of like Mercy. Like, Blue Beam and Rez are super annoying to deal with, right? When you like don't know how to deal with them effectively. Same thing with Ball. Like, when he has so much HP and like creates so much chaos that when you don't know how to deal with this character, he like runs the lobby. But then when you do know how to deal with him, you kind of poke him out till he runs away, and then you kill his backline. So it's like, I still think he's good, but like, he's not S tier. Ashe is very strong. I think Ashe is very strong this season. I think what is stopping Ashe from being like low-key one of the best... I think what's stopping Ashe from being like stronger is like how strong Widowmaker is, right? There's obviously maps where you're gonna play Ashe over Widowmaker, but you're never playing you shouldn't be playing, in theory, you shouldn't be playing Ashe over Widowmaker on almost any map that Widow's viable, right? In my opinion. BAP is also a weird one. I'm gonna put BAP in B minus. But BAP is always a very strong character. Character has a ridiculous amount of damage. It's not B. I'm gonna put it in B. Character has a ridiculous amount of damage and a ridiculous amount of heals. But again, the problem being it's these are the three supports this game. This meta. So it's hard to even if you're a Lucio, BAP, Kiri, these characters have a hard time competing with these three, these support comps. 6-0 is good. Dude, it's crazy how if we get a poke meta, and again, this is just obvious to anyone knows the game. Obviously 6 is gonna be S tier, but even in non-poke metas, 6 still a decent B tier. And then he has maps like Havana and Circuit Royale where he thrives even harder. Sig is just you kind of just you do everything if you're good enough, right? If you're consistent enough, you just kind of consistently have your shield up, you're consistently hitting a rock on someone. You have a one-shot combo on this character. Not that it's broken. I think Sig's is fair one shot. But just I don't know. Sig is just always very strong. A very strong character. Not like Flux. Flux, I think being Flux might be low key like the best tank ult in the game. Um, yeah, B tier. B maybe nah B tier. B tier. Echo. Echo. Echo is. Echo is good. Echo's good. Um, Echo's good. She has very high burst. Being able to switch into someone on the enemy team, always strong. You can switch into tank, switch into Ana, hit an anti, nano someone, right? Like, she is overall, like, just, can be very hard to deal with, especially a good Echo. She feels like she can just come into your backline and kind of assassinate you. Soj is all weird. Soj is weird because her left click feels really good. Her E feels really good, but her railgun feels very bad. And because her ult is her railgun over and over again, this character is very mid. Her kit could be good if they like rework her ult. But I would say right now it's like B minus. This character is like really broken with like Mercy Pocket because like she actually feels like old Sojourn, but like without Mercy Pocket she just feels okay. Wait, she might just be B tier because I think she's better than. I think she's low key better than all the characters in here, but she is like. It's hard because she's definitely worse than the like all the DPS in here. Maybe it's hard. I'm gonna keep her B tier, but like she is like, it's hard to rank this character because she has a very strong kit, just like not a good ult, and because Overwatch is kind of an ult game. Like ults like dictate the pace of the game so hard that when you have a bad ult, your kit better be like broken. Like a Widowmaker. Like, I wouldn't say Widowmaker's ult is bad, because obviously it's walls and lets you set up the sniper to get a headshot. But, like, Widowmaker's ult is very, like, underwhelming if it wasn't for the fact that her kit is so overwhelmingly strong, right? Like, if you were to put, like, walls on Cass, it would be dog shit, right? But obviously because you have, like walls on a sniper character that can line it up and, like, hit a headshot on someone coming, like it is that strong. But like because Soja's like thing, it kind of is like you're just shooting wet noodles over and over again. Ram is weird because I always thought Ram this whole season I thought Ram was like okay, but then I looked at the win rate and this character has a very poor win rate at like it's like 45%, and I think that kind of makes sense because like. I feel like in a lot of these matchups, you're not playing like an even tank fight. Like you're like, I think the only tank I want to play Ram into is either Ryan or like maybe Sigma. It's B minus. Life Weaver. I've been seeing quite a bit of Lifeweaver because it lets your tank play very, like, aggressive. Tree can be good. It's weird. I think ranking any support this season's weird. I think he's, like, okay, though. I think I see more Lifeweaver than I do, like Lucio or Mercy. That might be a lie. I probably see more Mercy than Lifeweaver. Yeah, I'm just gonna put him B minus. This character can be annoying to play against. If you're playing on say Circuit Royale and they keep life gripping back the tank, it can be annoying. But I don't think it's insanely good. Like, I don't think you can play around it, and like it kind of feels like it just if you play the fight right, all it does is like drag it out because then now you just like push them. So it's like good but not like amazing. Olari feels really strong when you play her, because she does a lot of damage, right? Like she feels strong, but again, like it is one of those characters where your team needs to be playing like very self-sufficient, and also again the three supports like you're playing one of the non-3 supports, so again, if a poke meta ever comes into play, like this character is like a S tier, no joke. Venture, I thought Venture was pretty bad this season, but like I've been playing them quite a bit, and they do feel pretty good. They have a hard time killing Juno, but not as hard as some of the cast. Like I think you can like jump up on. I low-key kind of want to put them in A tier. Let's take a look at this. Does Venture sit in line with all these other Reaper, Genji, Sombra, Venture, Echo, Ashe? It's hard to say. Like I think they're so good. Like Venture's so good. But they have like very noticeable weaknesses. Like Hinder being one of the big examples. Like if you are Venture and you're coming out of the ground in a very predictable manner, you just die because you get hindered. And not even just Hinder, like people looking at you, like you have to like make plays on this character, but like if you do it too early, you like actually have like no way of escaping. But again, like in like actual dive comps, like I think they're good. I think A tier is understandable for Venture. The one what I'm having a hard time is I wanted to rank this guy, but I haven't played an insane amount. I've a lot of what I played of him has been like in quick play against him, like dittos of him. But I do think this character has an easier time than a lot of tanks of actually killing Juno. Low key, you can like look at Juno as this tank. I think this tank feels really strong, except for Ana. Ana feels like the thing that counters this tank. Yeah, I don't have a insane idea of where this character would be placed because like I haven't played an insane amount of him into other tanks, but I like based off gut feeling, I kind of want to put him in A tier. All right, this is my season 13 tier list.